Mark Webber came through to dominate the 2011 Formula 1 season, and in so managed to take his second World Championship in a row, but new rules moving into the 2012 season aimed to bring the whole field closer together. Minimum testing was allowed over the winter, but the cars remained very similar to the 2011 cars. One big change for the new season was the introduction of longer races, which in turn meant bigger fuel tanks. Race distances were upped by around 25% from the original distance, leaving Grand Prix 2 to 4 laps longer than the season before. But as the team prepared for the 2012 season, the driver market was heating up. Red Bull claimed both world titles and opted to keep their lineup of Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel, as did Mclaren, keeping their all-British lineup of Hamilton and Button. Ferrari had a rough winter, after originally opting not to sign Felipe Massa for 2012. After his strong season form right at the end of 2011, when it mattered most, allowed him to stay with the Ferrari outfit until the end of the 2012 season. This unfortunately meant that he did not get much time testing the new car ready for the 2012 season. Ferrari in the end therefore kept their lineup of Felipe Massa with their all-star driver Fernando Alonso for another season. Mercedes ended the 2011 season on a high after Nico Rosberg took the team to claim the final two pole positions at Abu Dhabi and Brazil, and also agreed to keep the lineup of Joe and Michael Schumacher and Nico Rosberg. Nico was clearly the quicker driver now, but Michael was still bringing the team much better development and a lot more money. Williams opted to stop the development on the 2011 car very early to focus on the 2012 season, and were boasted that they could match the top teams such as Ferrari on raw pace, and they felt they could be a threat to the title this season. After Rubens Barrichello announced his retirement from the sport, they acquired one of the stars from the 2011 season, Matt Beard. Teamed alongside Pastor Maldonado this season, could be a big break for those two to challenge for the World Championship. With Matt leaving Force India and the team having already agreed to remove Sutil after his dismal 2011 season, the team opted for an all-new driver lineup, with Paul di Resta to join the team after showing brilliant form in other motorsport series, and in part the deal between Force India and Williams to trade Matt, they also got to bring in Williams' third driver Nico Hülkenberg. One of the biggest stories to the F1 scene over the winter break was the return of Kimi Raikkonen to the sport on a lucrative one-year deal with Renault, rebranded as the Lotus team. This unfortunately left both Nick Heidfeld and Vitaly Petrov without drives for the team, even though they both showed massively good pace and consistency with the outfit in 2011, with contractual ties in the Renault buyout, leaving Romain Grosjean to take the second seat. Sauber had mixed affairs in 2011, but opted to keep both cars with Sergio Perez and Kamui Kobayashi for another year, as they showed good potential in what wasn't a very strong car at all. Red Bull's B team Toro Rosso had a controversial winter, as both head drivers of Sebastian Buemi and Hajime Ogashwari left the team. Both drivers felt there was little more to gain, with clearly no chance of moving to Red Bull for the next few seasons, and wanted to prove themselves in other motorsports, such as World Endurance Championship. This opened the doors for Jean-Eric Vergne and the young Australian Daniel Ricciardo into the team. Some of the Red Bull juniors weren't happy with Ricciardo joining, as it seemed like he jumped the queue a little bit with HRT, having him as a third driver last season, and he seems to be cutting in ahead of drivers who have been more invested in the Red Bull Young Drivers programme for several years. Even though rule changes coming to Formula 1, it looked like the three backmarker teams were set for another year of struggling. Virgin's new rebrand after a buyout from Russian investors saw the team name changed to Marussia, and this looks to be where Vitaly Petrov would be signing until controversially he opted to join Heikki Kovalainen at the old team Lotus, now rebranded as Caterham. Marussia therefore signed Charles Pic to partner Timo Glock for the new season, with HRT keeping experienced lineup Narain Karthikeyan and Pedro De La Rosa, as they looked to bring in as many funds as they could. The excitement was building up in the light of the new Formula 1 season, and it was anticipated to be one of the closest ones to date. Could Mark Webber take his third world title in a row, or could Sebastian Vettel finally give him a run for his money? Could Williams really deliver what they were promising and fight for the title? Could Kimi Raikkonen make a successful return to Formula 1? We may start to see the answers forming at the Australian Grand Prix just 1 week away.